Welcome back. This is the 100 Millionaires podcast. My name is Walter Murillo. I am your host. I'm hanging out with my amazing co-host, Mike Shine. Why don't you bring us in?
Passive income from passive income. Let's talk crypto. Woo!
So we've got a bunch of really, really awesome people on the call here. And Mitch Jorsky is the king of crypto, but he's known in our community as the Scaredy Cat Guide. The Scaredy Cat, he's the author of the book, Scaredy Cat Guide to Real Estate Investing. And what few people know is he's also author of the book, Scaredy Cat Guide to knowing what the heck Bitcoin is. Mitch, who'd you bring on today?
I brought on one of my fellow crypto friends, Khalil Kazi. He is the founder of Leo Finance. And with that, some crypto, the Leo token and the Wrap Leo token, which we'll get into. And we've talked about on prior shows between us, but Cal can really get into the minutia of it. And yeah, it's how I got Mike all excited about crypto.
And Mitch, just a quick question. What time did you go to bed last night?
Wow, just blowing me up. I went to sleep at 4 a.m.
Yeah, woo!
So
Vacation mode. Listen, entrepreneurship never sleeps. So that is why I'm up right now, making it happen, getting it done. And I love how, everything's relative. Coulter loves calling me the crypto king. And I guess in our real estate environment, I do know the most about crypto. But then when I'm in Cal's community, I feel like a newbie. So we're going to sidestep that title for this call and bestow Cal as the crypto king and let it go from there. So take it away.
So I'm 100% with that. We can call Cal the crypto king. Don't worry, Cal. I do own some Bitcoin, and that's obviously like a legitimate Bitcoin.
No, it's not.
Also own this Queen Elizabeth coin here. So this is on the blockchain. And
I own some of that Wrap Leo. Right?
Oh, there we go. Okay.
There you go.
Got the CoinGecko portfolio.
Yeah,
he got it. He does.
Yep.
You guys are on it. That's so
the
awesome.
other mystery guest that we have on here right now is my business partner, Ron Bowling. So Ron is a millionaire through real estate. And I know that there's some stuff that we can do with real estate and crypto, and there's some mergers happening. Before I know Ron's just going to sneak off of this. Ron, what did you pull out of your mailbox the other day? Literally yesterday. So while he just got mailed the HUD on a $2.4 million refinance. That's how much we're borrowing, but it's on how much did they appraise the properties at?
Total.
No pressure. No pressure. Where you're
Mike, all I'm
he'll figure it out.
He does this all the time. It's like, I'll just throw a question at Ron. He'll figure it out.
Whatever. Ballpark it, bro. Like
4.2.
4.2 million is what we refinance.
He's a high C. He's not going to ballpark anything.
Yeah, everything's got to be perfect, right?
Ballpark, what?
And that doesn't even count the properties that aren't being refied.
Anyway, I want to talk about crypto. That's why we're here today. And so before we do talk about crypto, the lead up to it is that Ron and I have refinanced that puts, not only do we cut our 12% interest down to 5.1% interest, because we had that whole part of the portfolio, 4.2 million of the portfolio was leveraged, I think, at 2.5 million is what we owed on it. And that section was 12% interest. So we were paying $25,000 a month since we started buying. Obviously half of the portfolio we bought in October, the other half we bought in February and April and May.
I think you got a little bit of that. You're actually paying 14%.
there's like,
wonder who that's to, Mike.
Actually, there's two people from our community we're paying 14% on. So
what are friends for?
And ironically, they're our friends. We overpay our friends. So that is actually, so we got 150,000 out there at 14%. So it's not just your money, Mike. There's other people who we did that with.
I want my 50 grand back so I can go buy Wrap Leo.
And that's what brings us. So we wrapped it all around. Ron, what'd you pull out of the mailbox yesterday?
You're talking about this, right?
Yeah, but we can't see it. Pull it over so everybody can see it.
All right. So this.
Yeah.
I got yesterday.
So how much did you spend on that? What was the investment?
This is $1,000. It's this, a couple hand controllers and base stations.
All right, so that means that we can go buy like Leo coin with our own virtual hands. We can actually go and grab it off the blockchain ourselves and mine it.
You have to take it away from, you have to steal it from the lion that is
See-
protecting it in his lair. Yeah.
So anyway,
Damn.
Ron Bowling has been working with this refinance since we were on the topic of not sleeping. Mitch went to bed at 4 a.m. I went to bed at 4 a.m. And Ron Bowling has not slept for the last 8 months while he's been doing this refinance.
It's been pretty crazy.
That's awesome.
So in 2 more days, he gets to have the best sleep of his life. And essentially the refinance is a cash out refi also. So even though we refinanced everything and we're saving $10,000 a month, we're actually putting 260 something thousand into our pockets out of the cash out refi. And then we have another, I want to say it's $800,000 of real estate we're selling in December, closing on it. And I think we get to keep like another $250,000 of that. So the
Nice.
$500,000 in cash. No, not nice. I was freaking out last night. I was like, dude, my money was safe before. Like now it's in our pockets. What the heck do we do?
Yeah, buy virtual reality toys.
Don't let Coulter leave the house.
So like obviously his first thing was we're jumping up out of silver and we're going to drive right into gold, right? Like we're going to start buying more of these bad boys. And they're about $60,000 a piece. And I told him, no, like that just doesn't make sense. We got to get Cal on the podcast. Where's Mitch Jorsky right now?
Yeah.
I watched Bitcoin go from when Ron told me about it, when we first started partnering up, I think it was 2017. And you told me, oh, this Bitcoin thing, this seems like a good idea. And I was like, I don't fucking understand it. Like, God bless you, bro. Like you should dive in if you think it's good. And, I was like, I'm going to go buy more real estate. I'm going for multimillionaire status. And at the time I wasn't even a millionaire. I was just going for million. And no, I was a millionaire by then. So 2016, this conversation must've been. So he
Dude,
said,
we have a hard stop at 11. We got to get to Cal.
this is a prelude. It's coming.
All
I said, I
right,
don't
cool.
understand Bitcoin. No, I said, I don't understand Bitcoin. That's why I didn't invest. He said he doesn't know where it's going. He doesn't know where it's going. And now in 2020, I'm looking at the only investment that I can think of is 1 Tesla, 2 Bitcoin, right? Like that's where I want to put my money. And if I'm going to get free money, I'm going to go on Finance Leo. Leo Finance,
yeah.
and start posting my blog. Like I'm posting my blog anyway. I just go over there and I tweak it and pull out a lot of the links that I backlink to my website. So although I'll admit, Cal, I do backlink a little bit. So it's,
It's all good.
So without further ado, Cal, how did you get into crypto? And ultimately at the end of this, I want to decide how to invest properly. Say Ron and I decide to throw 100,000 at a crypto right now. What is the best opportunity?
Can I just back up?
I'm gonna bounce.
I want to know
later,
how
Ron.
he created the whole thing.
Yeah. Okay. All
Ron,
right.
How do you
enjoy
suddenly
virtual
one
reality.
day say, you know what?
Get out of here. You can't handle the blockchain.
I just want to know how he suddenly made it, Cal, how you suddenly made a decision that you were going to create a token of your own.
He beat me to it. No, sort of a true story, but
yeah.
he'll understand when he tells you about how he started it.
Well, so I got into crypto originally, back in early 2016, I think it was. And I was just buying Bitcoin. And then I started learning about Ethereum. So I started buying Ethereum. And those were kind of my 2, jumping off points. And then my idea to create a token actually came on Ethereum first. I was trying to create one on Ethereum, and it was, insanely difficult to do it in a good way. So I ended up getting to the Steam blockchain, and then shortly after that, came up with the idea to create a token, and that's kind of how it started. And then obviously it started small, and I didn't really know, where it would go exactly, but now we're here today, and it's done pretty well. But yeah, I mean, it just kind of started happening, and then.
And what was your purpose in creating a new token? Like, what was your?
The idea was that you could create basically a tokenized community and get people together around. You could basically replicate what was done with Bitcoin or even Steam, and get you know, a group of people together who believe in a token and who can not only drive the price, but, you know, drive, you know, a global adoption for that token around a specific purpose, which for Leo is content oriented.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
when I talk to people, because I've been telling everybody about Rap Leo, you know, it's like speaking Greek to a lot of people. And then the second question is always like, well, I don't understand. What do you do with this token? And so it creates a community. Nice.
Right. Yeah. Community and you know, I guess with Rap Leo and Leo, it's kind of, you've got this community and content, social media aspect, but then you've also got, you know, some kind of financial aspects where you can earn yield and all that stuff, which I know is kind of your guys' arena. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Do you,
so it's kind of got the multiple aspects.
is it like Bitcoin where there's a limited amount in the world and it can never increase?
No. So with Leo, it's got a set rate of inflation.
Okay.
So Bitcoin is kind of like Galter's got the gold and the silver. You know, there's a limited supply of it, but you know, with Bitcoin, there's a provably limited supply, which is why people are attracted to it. With Leo and Rap Leo, it's technically it's got an infinite supply, but it's got a set rate of inflation, and that inflation is used for growth. So similar to, you know, most global economies, and you know, you use that inflation to grow the economy itself.
Kal-El, I like that you didn't say fiat. I love that you're like the only crypto guy who doesn't refer to this burnable paper as fiat.
I got my $1 billion.
All money is fiat, right? It's all fiat except for the stuff that I hold, like real estate. That's real, right? Like that's transferable at any point. If they change the fiat currency at the time, they'll be forced to buy whatever I have, because fiat is fiat and it transfers into hard assets. That's the premise of this, but this stuff's garbage. And I love investing in silver because it just feels good. Like this is the most vain thing I do, right? And but with the coins and with the community you've built, so and Mitch, you know me, Mike, you know me, Cal, you're about to know like this part about me is I like to do what everybody else is doing, like the players, you know, like the 1%ers, like the guys who are crushing it, and I hate doing any of the work. So at first I was like, okay, we're going to build this real estate community, Alchemist Nation. We're going to go out there. We're going to create our Alchemist coin. Like obviously an Alchemist coin, like of course it's alchemy. We went and created a coin. We're going to join this brokerage called Element. So you're going to have the element of alchemy, like coin. And then right now on this podcast, I was like, no, I think I'm just going to bring the whole community over to Leo Finance because it makes way more sense. I'm not reinventing the wheel, just like everything else I've done. I don't want to invent coaching programs. I don't want to invent anything. I just want to go and find the people who are doing it the best and bring my community to those people. Because ultimately, everybody in my community just wants to build wealth. And starting with new stuff kind of stinks. Whereas what you've got is absolutely amazing. Like Leo Finance is the easiest way I've ever earned coin, like of any kind, because I go in there, I create content, and it's just a really cool community. Like everybody in there wants to build wealth, man. Like the comments that I get on my posts are I didn't know this about the compound interest calculator, or I wish that you know, they taught this stuff in school. And then every post that I read in Leo Finance is somebody intelligent. Like the guys in there know their stuff. Like obviously they're probably out there Bitcoining. I'm sorry, I said it wrong. They're mining Bitcoin with those VR goggles, and they probably like do it with their eyes closed, right?
Not really how it works, but yes, I like the analogy.
I was gonna say, I don't remember seeing that.
So, Clell, how do you actually mine Leo? Like, how does it work? Like, where does it come from? Where does its intrinsic value come from? And how do you actually like attain it and gain some more of it?
So there's different ways to do it, and one of the main ways is the way that you're doing it, which is, you know, creating content and then, you know, building audience, building brand, engaging with people in the comments. So that's pretty much like the primary way that you can do it, and you can do that without an investment. So I think that's kind of what people gravitate towards, because, you know, you can at least get started and kind of get your hands on it without having to throw any money at it. So you can kind of gain trust and all that. And then you can earn it through, investing in it or basically taking it and staking it and then doing various things to earn a yield. So that's kind of how you earn it. And then in terms of intrinsic value, that kind of comes from basically, we have this idea of tokenized attention, which is the more attention that the site gains, the more ad revenue the site gains. Take that ad revenue and we basically buy the tokens off of the exchange and then burn them. So burning them basically means we take whatever we bought off the exchange and we get rid of it forever. So provably this is the cool part about blockchain is that everything's provable. So you just take the coins, you send it to a null address, which means that they can't ever be transferred after that. And you're reducing the supply.
So every time you actually go and so Mike, this is where the magic comes in. So even though like I would rather have not an infinite, like I'd have a finite amount. So it's that's actually competition. It's not abundance. Whereas you can choose to have or not have, which is what we do with money anyway. And you can burn it and transfer it into a different currency at any given time. So what Raplio sounds like is just like gold. It's just like real estate. It's creating a asset that, as long as the community believes in it, it's actually a lot like Christmas. It's actually, now that I think about it, money itself is a lot like Christmas. So like these dollar bills, as long as you believe in them, they exist. And the second you start losing faith in Uncle Benjamin, then suddenly, it's a fiat currency and everybody starts calling it that. They realize Christmas isn't real and those little kids are running around telling everybody. So Cal, for our audience, for people who are looking to get to the next level, I got to ask some selfish questions. Mike, Shine, Mitch, do you mind if I ask how I can make more cryptocurrency on Leo Finance?
I'm sure he can get into that. I mean,
I'd love to know the answer too.
I want to interject just a couple things before he gets, into those things. And so, he mentioned the ad revenue and how basically, I mean, in the end, that burn is the equivalent of kind of like a share buyback, but then the shares, are gone. Like, it's not like you have to worry about Apple selling those shares that they're, so, what that does is in a way, it's creating an inherent demand, even though there's an infinite supply, and that continues to grow as the ad revenue has grown, and the ad revenue has grown pretty much every month. We're in the really early innings here, so it's going to be interesting when Leo Finance gets to the level of, let's say, like a Seeking Alpha, and it's bringing in that kind of ad revenue, how much burn there's going to be. It could end up turning into a good problem, possibly. So that's good. And then real quick, Cal, can you do just a short answer on, because there's different types of blockchains, there's proof of stake, proof of brain. Right. Can you just give a quick explanation on those two, since they're the kind of the most popular two, and then which one, Leo's operating on the Hive blockchain?
Yeah. So with Bitcoin, Galter's been joking about Bitcoin mining. So with Bitcoin, it's proof of work. So, instead of putting on some VR goggles and going out with a pickaxe, you actually run an ASIC miner. Yeah, like Minecraft. You run basically a computer, and it's like a physical computer that you're running, and this computer solves a hash function to basically mine Bitcoin. So that's called proof of work. You kind of think of it that it's like actual work because you have a physical thing that you're doing. And then you've got proof of stake, which is basically where you take an investment or a stake in the underlying currency, and you use that as your proof of your participation in the network. So that's what Leo runs on, which is the Hive blockchain, which uses proof of stake. Actually, it's called delegated proof of stake because you stake currency and then you delegate it out to somebody else, kind of like a democracy, almost like a politician that you vote for. So proof of stake has better scalability, which is why Leo can distribute, thousands of coins to thousands of people without any, scalability issues.
It's very impressive. Mitch, what other really good questions do you have? Because you know this way better than I do.
Yeah, right. Me too.
I mean, honestly, I just, there's, I think that was a good crypto basic for people to understand.
I have a quick question. So explain the difference between Leo and Wrapped Leo, because I noticed that Mitch helped me convert some so that I could power up and all that stuff. It's very,
Yeah, I mean,
So
and Mike was buying. I think I was the first Rap Leo OTC purchase between me and Mike.
thank you.
yeah, but so Leo is the native token. So that's the one that lives on the Hive blockchain. And that's the one that you stake and you use basically on the platform, on the website, to upvote content and to earn yield.
And when you, just for the people who are listening and completely confused, what does it mean to stake Leo?
I
It
love that.
basically
Thank
just
you, Mike.
means it basically means that you are I mean physically all you're doing is clicking basically two buttons that stakes it into your account. But what you're actually doing on the blockchain is basically converting Leo into, you know, Leo power, which essentially just means that you're locking up your Leo for 4 weeks. So it's kind of like vesting any sort of currency. Like you're
And that
putting it in like
essentially is
escrow almost.
your proof of stake.
Right.
Right.
So, but when we were
That's-
doing it with Mitch, we were liking, almost like Facebook, we were liking people's posts, and then we could pick. And so isn't that the stake part where you're saying, hey, Walter or Mitch did an amazing article and we want to like that? That's part of the staking, right?
Yeah. So when you stake Leo, you're basically telling the network, hey, I believe in this thing, so I'm going to lock this particular amount of currency up. And then in exchange for locking up the currency, the network is allowing you to distribute likes in the form of upvotes on various pieces of content. And the more you've got staked, the more you earn, and also the more you can distribute to other creators.
That's
So
amazing.
that's where
Did you?
Leo power comes in, because it's kind of like gas in the tank. The more you power up, the more influence you have.
And did you think of this, or did you copy someone else who was doing something similar?
So this is based on the Steam model. So Mitch mentioned proof of brain, which is kind of if you take proof of work and proof of stake, those are basically legitimate consensus algorithms, which is how the blockchain runs. But when you take something like proof of brain, it's kind of like a more of a concept where by creating content and staking the token, you're basically giving proof of brain to the creators who basically use their knowledge to create a piece of content. So that's kind of where that factors in.
Nice.
It's
Cool.
it's a powerful concept to be able to create perception, to be able to create value, and by the way, we do have a hard stop today. We do have a hard stop, and it's probably going to be like 5 minutes to 12. So we don't have a lot of time to get all of this information out of you, Cal and Mitch, about crypto. But I do want to state something that Mike says all the time. This is not financial advice. This is what millionaires talk about. So the 100 Millionaires podcast is just a way for us to get more information about our investment portfolios. Do not copy what we do. Copy what we did. Copy what we did to get rich.
And I'll add that we're just here presenting different ways of making money or in the world, just so that it, for the people who are watching, it just kind of opens their eyes that it's not always just sit in a W-2 job for the next 40 years and then die. So
And
there's tons of ways, and this is one of them. So.
And since I'm plugging, every weekend on Saturday at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, we run a training course called the 52 Weeks to Wealth. And that's where we discuss the 52 millionaire wealth principles. And Mike Shine will introduce one of the 52 books that we suggest you read over your lifetime, or you can do what our community does and read them in a year, because we all read a book a week. That being said, this week, tomorrow, I am going to be teaching a class called How to Make $1,000 in a Week. If you are broke, if you're having an issue with earning money and you're only hearing this after I've recorded it, then you can go to the website, and I've probably posted it somewhere up there, so you can always have this class, because I don't want to teach it again. I think it's very easy to make $1,000 in a week, and I'm not going to be teaching this every single week for you guys. Just go watch the video. Whatever I said is what you should do. And if you have any excuses about making money, then those are your personal problem. Anything that stops you from making money is a mental issue, not an actual money issue. There's plenty of money out there. And we're learning all about it right now on the blockchain, which, again, this is something new to us, but we've made money in it already. Cal, I've been posting, I've been making money, and I got another question for you, which Mitch kind of like answered, but it was like, you don't really need to know because you don't understand blockchain. You glaze your eyes every time I say it. So like he doesn't understand how obsessed
False
I am.
quotes.
Right. He doesn't understand how obsessed I get with earning anything. Like even silver, up until a month ago, I had no access to any silver. And now I believe between me and Ron, we're sitting on over 150 ounces of silver just because we said, hey, we'll offer silver as a form of our mentorship. I may decide to say, hey, look, I'll offer my mentorship in Wrap Leo. Like you've got to bring a certain amount of Wrap Leo to my portfolio. And that excites me. Like that gets me excited. So if my audience wanted to go out there, say Alchemist Nation wanted to go and mine Leo and get it for free, there's a couple of options on there. I've seen this thing called Hive Power. There's this Hive backed dollars. And then you got Leo. And obviously Wrap Leo is something we purchase. We choose what we're going to do with our Leo once it comes through to us. But I don't understand what Hive Power is. Like for me, I'm all about like, I'll delay gratification. I'll defer that. Like our Hive backed dollars, just like me saying, hey, put my money in the bank, and is like Hive Power what makes me more powerful, because like that's what it sounds like.
So yeah, you know, I guess with something like Leo, it's kind of interesting because we took the model of Steam and now it's called Hive, which so when I was talking about Leo Power, Hive Power is actually basically the same thing as Leo Power. So you stake Hive and then you gain more influence over the Hive rewards pool, which is separate from the Leo rewards pool. And, you know, I don't know, maybe Mitch would tell you this, and definitely, you know, one of our friends, Neil, would tell you this, that rather than going after Hive Power, you're better off going after Leo Power, you know, based on returns and just, you know, fundamentals. But yeah, I mean, that's a whole discussion. But I would say that the best thing to focus on, and then you mentioned Hive back dollars, which Hive back dollars are basically a soft pegged currency to the dollar. So the intention is that one Hive back dollar is supposed to be equal to one US dollar. But since it's a soft peg, it's not always completely accurate. So like, I think right now it's like 90 something cents. So you could potentially use Hive back dollars to store money and hope that it keeps its value against the dollar. But you know, that's not what I would use it for personally.
What would you use it for?
Basically nothing.
Yeah, I was just saying, every dollar you get, sell, convert it into Leo. Not financial advice.
I got
So,
a question from Facebook. Wanted to know if you can trade your Leo for Bitcoin or vice versa, probably.
so yes, that is an option, but it's a little complicated. So,
Yes.
Mitch, Cal, what's the easiest way to do it? I think Mitch just makes still a bunch of steps for no reason.
Basically just providing free service to the Alchemist Nation. I'm not busy, don't worry about it.
Yeah, so the easiest way right now is to actually buy Ethereum, which is, you know, similar to Bitcoin in some ways, but it's a little bit smaller and it's got these other basically features attached to it. So there's an exchange out there called Uniswap that I think both of you have been to. Where basically you can swap your Ethereum for Wrap Leo. And in terms of going from, so like if you were to get someone who's got, say, US dollars and they want to go into Wrap Leo, the easiest way would be to buy Ethereum through something like Coinbase and then send that off to a wallet that you hold, and then go to Uniswap and convert that into Wrap Leo. So yeah, it is pretty complicated. Mitch didn't do that to you guys on purpose.
And so that's great, because when I was thinking about you coming on the podcast today, my question is, in the future, is it going to be much easier to just buy either wrapped Leo or buy the native Leo?
Yeah. So I'm working on something right now where there's going to be basically a box on the site. You could imagine it kind of like a two currency input output. And basically you'll input a currency like Bitcoin and it'll output Leo or Wrap Leo. So yeah, so I would say within the next, 6 months, it's going to be as easy as just going directly to the site. And then if you've got Bitcoin, it just goes directly into Wrap Leo. So
that's leofinance.io, right?
Yeah. Yep.
LeoFinance.io, and I'm definitely going to be adding a link to it on gualtermorello.com. So before I do that, I want to make sure that I figured out how to do it. So Cal, I'm probably going to jump on another call with you guys, you and Mitch. I want to make
Yeah.
sure that as I'm adding things, like I find a really good way to build up Leo and Wrap Leo so that maybe some of the coaches can start transacting in these cryptocurrencies and utilizing them as ways for our students to pay us for some of the services that we provide. So ultimately, us as coaches are just gaining more stake in the Leo coin, which is what we're looking to do. And I think if influencers do that, it increases the value of the coin for everybody. So the more value we put on it, the more value there is, which is the whole point in
Demand.
gift cards and stuff for driving demand.
Yeah.
So before we do open that to everybody, how can I maximize my Leo power? Or like how do I get more Leo power on the chain, on the
You know the
blockchain?
power of compounding.
like because can I go buy it? Like, can I go buy Leo and then like make it more powerful? Like stake the Leo that I purchase?
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're building the stake.
Right. Yeah. So
And
you buy Leo or Wrap Leo, and then you just stake it in your wallet, and then now your Leo power will increase proportionally to how much you stake. So if you were to go out and buy 1,000 Wrap Leo, you can unwrap it and then stake it, and now you've got 1,000 Leo power.
Okay, so you can only stake Leo.
What's the reason
Right.
that there's a difference in price between the Wrap Leo and the Leo?
Thank you, Mike.
One is like 25 cents Wrap Leo, and the other one's like 29 cents.
They're on 2 different blockchains, so I know the answer. One's on
job.
Hive, one's on Ethereum. So
Yeah. So that
Awesome.
so if you know about like like stocks and how they can be listed on multiple different exchanges, right?
Yeah. Yep.
And those are price independent. So one exchange isn't pulling the price feed from the other exchange.
Gotcha.
And the market basically determines what the price is on both exchanges. So right now, Leo, the native Leo is 24 cents and Wrap Leo is 25 cents.
Yeah,
it's
Wrap
better
Leo.
than penny stock.
Woo!
So Wrap Leo has basically 1 cent more in value because the demand for it on the Ethereum exchange, so that's the second blockchain, is higher than the demand for it on the Hive-based exchange.
Oh
right
yeah,
now.
that leads me to the next question. Can you just quickly explain what wrapping is? Because I learned it, but I think our listeners would want to hear.
it's a musical genre that started in the very late 70s, early 80s. And
Yeah.
So
So
seriously, like what is it, Cal? What is wrapping the coin, and what does it do? Like why was the coin wrapped?
So the fun term that I like to give people, just because it sounds awesome, is that when you take Leo and wrap it into Wrapped Leo, you're using an ERC20 cross blockchain bridge.
That's what I was
So
going to say.
that's just the
I was
cool
going
way
to
of
say
saying it.
that. Ah.
So what that actually means is that you're taking Leo from one blockchain and you're converting it into Wrapped Leo, which lives on another blockchain.
Nice.
So it's basically 2 different versions of Leo that you're just converting back and forth.
And I
And
understand
this is what
from
our
Mitch-
ERTC bridge looks like. So we actually throw it on the ship and we fly it over to
And I understand from Mitch that this concept of wrapping is very new, right?
Yeah. So this is kind of a newer concept. I want to say that it's probably something about 12 to 18 months old. And I would say like the biggest use case of it was wrapped Bitcoin.
I gotcha.
So basically people decided that they wanted to use Bitcoin on the Ethereum blockchain. And in order to do that, they had to create their ERC20 token bridge in the form of wrapped Bitcoin. So that's why you've got WBTC and native Bitcoin. And basically that same dynamic exists now for Leo.
For Leo. Wow, fantastic.
Yeah, this has been
And I was saying to people who don't know about this stuff that by being on the Ethereum blockchain, it gets a lot more visibility than it would from Leo Finance at this point. Not
Yeah.
that Leo Finance isn't going to blow up, but for now, Ethereum has a little bit more visibility. Right?
Yeah, just a little bit, just, you know,
Just
a
little.
couple $100 billion more worth of capital flowing through it.
Right.
And also, what's kind of big about the Wrap Leo thing is that coin has the opportunity to eventually get on like major centralized exchanges, as opposed to the native Leo token, which essentially is a token on the Hive blockchain. So like Hive is on, exchanges, but that Leo token, I'm not gonna say never, but most likely can't get on exchanges, as opposed to the Wrap Leo, where those Wrap coins are being listed because it's an ERC20 token, and those are already listed on exchanges.
So when I take my Wrap Leo and I unwrap it to use it to power up so I can vote on people's posts and things like that, after 4 weeks, can I convert it back to Wrap Leo and do whatever I want with it? Or
You can convert it right away. It just takes 4 weeks for all of it to basically power down or unstake.
gotcha,
Right.
gotcha.
So it works basically where if you wanted to get it back, you would go to your wallet. There's like a button there that looks like an unlock, like a lock that's open. You would click that, and then you would decide how much you want to unstake. And then you would get 4 payouts, 1 per week for 4 weeks, and they would be in 25% chunks. So after 1 week, you'll get 25% of whatever you unstake. And then at the end of the 4 weeks, you'll have 100% back. And then you can wrap or unwrap or whatever.
And the purpose of that is so that you don't have a rush on the market, that type of thing, or it's.
Yeah, so it's kind of like where, you're basically, you're telling the network that you kind of believe in the token, and in exchange for doing that and locking it up, you're getting the power to distribute rewards. So that kind of, not necessarily a penalty, but that kind of has to come with some sort of, barrier to exit, I guess you could call it.
Makes sense.
And like Mike, you said, it does make sense. And think about it. I mean, in the end, when you stake Leo, right, that's giving you that power where you're earning rewards from, curation, which is basically voting on posts. You get a percentage, of those votes. So you can create that passive income, you know what I mean? And I'm not gonna say it's a fixed return, but in a way, it's almost like owning, fixed assets where you can get passive income. So, locking up for 4 weeks is actually nothing if you look at it that way.
Right.
Earning a passive income on your stake Leo, as opposed to just having it liquid and really just speculating on the price. So the time frame is actually super short. And something I wanted to like point out to you guys is, because obviously you don't see it, like you've worked with me the last few weeks, understanding Wrap Leo, getting Leo, staking, Galter's posting, your voting. The onboarding process that you guys went through is actually 10 times easier than even 6 months ago. And
Nice.
this is one of the big reasons I believe in Leo, is not only because like I'm a crypto finance guy and that's what this community is, but also, in a year, Leo Finance has gotten more done in terms of making onboarding easier for the masses, making it the user interface more user friendly than Steam and Hive have done in like 3 to 4 years. So the biggest thing with crypto is, making it accessible to people, but making it accessible where it's like 2 clicks. Kind of like Cal talked about how in the future, that point where you can basically just go from Leo to Bitcoin or Ethereum to Leo, like with, 1 or 2 clicks. That's where we need to be, because in general, most people aren't going to go through what the 3 of us went through,
Right.
getting there. So, and as you can see, since you've been on, more and more features have been added to Leo. I mean, now you can sign up for a Leo account through Twitter. You can use how sick is that? You know what I mean? So it's just been more and more and more and more, and that's going to continue to grow. And I think that's one of the big drivers on why the community believes in this. And as the user base grows, the ad revenue grows, and I know that we're going to eventually start doing next level things, like possibly just like featured people, private groups, like, pay for, kind of like Seeking Alpha and things like that. So there's also a traditional revenue model, possibly, with Leo Finance. So a lot of good things going on.
Will there come a day where you can do fiat currency directly to Leo or Wrap Leo? Like dollars.
Yeah, I think so. It could take a while, but I definitely think that would happen someday.
Yeah, because right now you got to either buy Hive or buy Ethereum and then transfer over. So the other question I have is, we can stake both coins. Wrap Leo can be staked, Leo can be staked. Which one earns more?
Oh, I love it.
So,
I love the way
so
you,
the,
You don't technically
so
stake wrapped Leo, but
you have to
yeah,
unwrap.
it's well, so the difference is that you can stake Leo and curate, um, which is what Mike's doing, and that's you know, you stake it and you lock it up for 4 weeks, and you earn, I think the return, and it's a variable return, like Mitch was saying. So you know, it can change over time, but right now it's about 25%. So it kind of hovers between 22 and 30-ish% per year for staking native Leo. And then you can also take wrapped Leo and you can provide liquidity on that exchange, Uniswap. And the rewards for that are also around 30%. So we're kind of going to have, you know, more concrete returns for wrapped Leo soon. It's kind of hard to tell because it, like, if you were to imagine that native Leo has a variable return, wrapped Leo has like an exponentially variable return. Like it's constantly fluctuating based on the trading volume and then also the amount of liquidity that's been provided before you. So it's a hard question to answer which one is better, but like if I were to just guess, I would say wrapped Leo is probably better.
Long
But
term.
long term, but it can always fluctuate. So that's kind of the trade-off.
and I mean, this is just my opinion in regards to the wrapped Leo. The reason that wrapped Leo might get the edge is just the simple fact that it has that quote unquote moonshot availability, so to speak, or opportunity if at some point it gets listed on a major exchange, which will just bring floods of traders to it. And that should drag up the price of native Leo with it. But obviously, you know, you want to ride the lead horse. And again, that's more of a speculation play, so not financial advice, but that's one of the reasons why wrapped Leo might be a better opportunity, at least in terms of just straight price appreciation.
So we got to wrap this up like a coin. And before we do, I got a couple more questions that help me make more money and also help our audience, everybody who's interested in eventually paying for coaching using cryptocurrencies or using Leo as a transaction or wrapped Leo as a transaction. So if you're looking to make more right now, so if say I, sitting on a whole bunch of money and I want to go and drop it into one of the coins, Wrap Leo is the long-term play. Wrap Leo is like, this is going to explode one day. And when it does, it's going to explode way more than Leo. And maybe it's going to bring up Leo. But in order to gain more, say you're an active poster and you're somebody who's creating, curating, then the Leo is actually where you want to be staking your coin to grow faster. So if you're focusing on growth quickly now, short-term growth, Leo is where it's at. And if you're looking at, as long as you're active, so the more active you are, the more hive power and the more Leo power you're actually getting. So it's not just enough to stake it. You've got to stake it and go out there and be active in the community. But if you put this effort in, and my audience is very good at working hard. If you put all the earlier ones, once they graduate, they start just investing passively. But if you stake it on Leo and then you go and actively be engaged in the community, then you can transfer those returns over to Wrap Leo or put it back to more hive power, more Leo power, and just roll that money machine, that cryptocurrency machine up so that every vote you're making, every post you're making actually brings you in more Leo. Do I understand that correctly?
Yeah. So you can, compounding your returns is definitely, if you're looking at how to earn the most return, you definitely want to compound it by reinvesting, similar to, like a dividend reinvestment strategy.
Oh, sorry. Keep going.
Well, so the thing about the prices between Leo and Wrap Leo is that, I don't think there will ever be a day where Leo and Wrap Leo are ever more than 5% different in price for an extended period of time.
Gold and silver too. But they split.
Is there a minimum?
Yeah, so I mean, the key difference
for on Uniswap or staking, is there, like, let's say I own some and I just want to stake it on Uniswap to get that 30% you were talking about. I could do that today?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mitch, why don't you show us
just
that?
provide liquidity.
Yeah, Mitch, you have to show us that.
We need a video.
I think I mentioned something about when you had like more Ethereum. Like if you're gonna hold Ethereum, I'm like, you could just LP. You can be a liquidity provider on Uniswap, and then basically your Wrap Leo and your Ethereum essentially are locked up, so to speak, and you're earning yield on that because you earn a percentage of the fees, the trading fees. You're basically like a market maker. That's why I was excited about it being a stock guy. I'm like, what? I could be a market maker. So, and
That's
then
awesome.
there's other things that essentially are earning you yield outside of that, but that's like kind of the base. So we can get into it.
Dude, we gotta do this again, man. I cannot believe we only set an hour for this. Come
This is
on.
like our shortest 100 million podcast ever.
We literally have the creator of Leo Finance, the creator of Rap Leo and Leo Coin in our, like, we can get all the answers to maximize these coins. And
And Golter,
how he created it. Come on, guys.
right? No, yeah, we definitely like glazed over things. Cal mentioned how like he never sees the price between the two being like more than a 5% gap. The reason for that is basically general market forces, because there's people like hell, myself included, where if you end up seeing a huge gap in price, like I'm going to arbitrage the crap out of that.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? If Rap Leo somehow 15, 20% higher, people like me and a lot of others, we're going to arbitrage that, and then that's going to slowly close the gap, and then those prices are going to basically kind of sync up again. So that's why you're not going to see a huge gap. So if we ever get a big,
you're forgetting human psychology, man. Like silver and gold, the reason that they disconnected so much is because one giant entity called the governments decided this is valuable, we're keeping it, and once the government gets involved, they can create a huge disconnect.
Yeah, I mean, like the key difference if you use silver and gold is that, if you were to take Leo, you can actually convert it directly into Rap Leo without friction. And the difference is that you can't take like a bar of silver and say, okay, here, I'll give you this, give me a bar of gold back.
Yo, they even charge you just to think about doing it, right? Like, it's so bad. The guy at the store the other day was like, yeah, because I was like, I want to trade up some of my silver for gold. He's like, well, I'll buy your silver and then I'll sell you the gold, and I'm going to buy your silver under spot and sell you the gold over spot.
Yeah.
Son of a bitch.
Hey, I just wanted to say, if people are listening to this podcast, I'm brand new to all this stuff, and I would recommend going to Leo Finance. And I know, Cal, don't you guys have a round table where you talk about? And I thought that was really valuable. And this is something that over the past couple of weeks, as you hear these terms more and more, you understand them. So if you're completely overwhelmed right now and saying, I don't know what they're talking about, just stay in it, because
what's the information? Good point, Mike. What is the information for that call, and how do me and Mike get on that call, and how do we get our community on that call if they're open to it?
Don't you post it?
Yeah, I posted on YouTube, everywhere, Medium, Leo Finance, obviously, and pretty much anywhere you can get a podcast. And the call is open. I mean, it's just me, Mitch, our friends Rollin and Neil, and that's the round table, and we just get together once a week and basically just shoot the shit about Leo and all that stuff. So yeah, I mean, you guys can get on the call whenever you want. Yeah, stocks, options, everything.
We talk about everything, but yeah, we definitely obviously talk a lot about Leo. So
yeah.
So what I've been begging Mitch to do, and I know the community wants this, especially after watching how high Facebook Live is going right now, if we decided to do a weekly training, like every week, like you guys jumped on a call and you talked about Leo, you talked about Bitcoin, Ethereum, Hive, all the different options for like cryptocurrency, where you see it going, and you also update the community just like you do. Like right now you do it, but if we could get a live training like in Zoom where they can literally jump in and just say, hey, by the way, I created an account, how do I do this? Would you guys be willing to do something like that?
100%. Yeah.
100%. Awesome. I definitely want to start doing something like that in January, because we have currently 4,500 people who are in the Alchemist Nation community all across the country, and we're looking to give them different ways to earn more money. That's what the 100 Millionaires is all about. How do we help people create more, have more, and live better lives? And I do think that by jumping into this particular coin, our community has the ability to spread it, expand it, and hedge against the inflation that's happening right now in the country with the US dollar. And it's more flexible than silver and gold. And even though I am an investor in silver and gold, like I said, only 150 ounces. So it's really not a massive amount, and because I can't transfer it easily. And that's the reason I carry just a little bit of it. But because I do it for vanity, I do it for fun. It all sits on my desk, right? It just makes me feel excited. But the cryptocurrencies, we actually see a really good yield. If you can get 25% on your money, that's worth talking about. Like I'm not a huge fan of 12, although all my investors love 12 and I love paying it. But 25, 100% return on investment. I want to have you guys talk more about that. Not today. I've obviously got to wrap this up. But Cal, if somebody wanted to learn more about this, I'm gonna tell you what I've been doing is diving into the blogs on leofinance.io. And I've just been reading up what other people are doing, how they're maximizing their return on investment, how they're getting more coin. And like that community is just so powerful, so informative. I will say one thing. I went and scheduled a post last night and the post didn't go out. So the posting feature is a little bugged at the moment.
Yeah, the schedule post is work in progress. I added that just for Mitch, and
You literally did.
it needs some work.
And me.
The only thing I requested ever, and he made it happen. And it's early stages on that, so it's still getting added to. But it worked out because I knew you'd love that too, Galter.
Yeah, I was like about to go post a whole bunch, but I was doing one test, and like son of a bitch, it didn't go out. And I was like, I'm not gonna rewrite that thing because I broke the rule of every blogger. You write in WordPress, not WordPress. You write in Word, and then you transfer over to your blogs. I wrote it in Leo, and I did not save it. And
yeah, so I'm working on actually right now a drafts feature and then a better scheduling feature. So in the next 2 weeks or so, you won't have that issue again. How about that?
Which is insane, the deliverable timelines. I mean, what's been rolled out over the last 3 months, I've got to give Cal credit. Like, he'll do a post once in whatever it is, every few weeks or something, showing the timeline. And I'm looking and I'm like, there's no way he's hitting any of these timelines. And he hits literally 98% of them. It's crazy.
Wow,
So
nice
either
job. Nice
his
job.
programmers must hate him.
yeah, absolutely. Guys, it is time to get out of here. If you haven't gone to waltermurillo.com and checked out the personality test, go and take your investor personality test. It's very specific to investors. You're going to learn your investment style and learn how you can maximize your return on investment in any investment that you do. But obviously, we're heavy in real estate. We're getting heavy into cryptocurrency, and we've been owning stocks for a long time. This is not financial advice, but if you're not doing any of this, you're probably losing money. So you've got to learn something, learn it slow, learn it steady. But just like I started 7 years ago, 7 years from today, you could be a millionaire, multimillionaire, depending on how hard you push yourself. If you want to learn more about Cal and Mitch, go to leofinance.io, sign up, register, collect Leo coin, buy Leo coin, collect Wrap Leo. And then when you want to get to one of my programs, I will offer a discount if you can transfer some of that coin into my accounts. And I know that Mike Shine will do some of his coaching in the Leo coin as well. That being said, Mike Shine, sign us out.
Oh, hey, Cal, really great. Glad to have you. Thank you so much, Mitch. That was awesome.
Thank you.
Massive income from passive income, and you'll be seeing way too much of us because we're gonna be in Leo Finance.
We get obsessed.
Yeah.
Mitch Jaworski, what is your tagline that you like to say?
Organize and collect.
Organize and collect. And Cal, if you got one, throw it out there, brother.
I got no tagline.
That's his tagline. It's been frozen.
Leo
fucking tagline.
We have a choice. Always work with the best. Cheers to your success.
Bye, guys.
Later, guys.
Peace.